And after very earnest and deep consultations amongst ourselves, we have arrived at a decision which I shall announce shortly. We are issuing a statement on the occasion detailing briefly the reasons on the basis of which we are taking this decision, and copies of the statement in Sinhala, Tamil and English will be distributed to you shortly after I make the announcement. And we shall be grateful if you will kindly look at that statement in the 3 languages. And if you desire to pose any questions to me after you have looked at the statement, I'll consider it a great pleasure to answer whatever questions you pose to me. Our decision, taken unanimously after earnest consultation with our people, both in the north and the east and the rest of the country, is that the Tamil National Alliance will, at the forthcoming presidential election, extend its fullest support to the joint opposition candidate, Mr. Maithripala Sirisena. After Mr. Sumandran has given you the Sinhala version of what I have just told you, I will give you the Tamil version, and thereafter we will make available to you copies of the statement.
ඒක පමණක් නෙවෙයි ඒ කල්ගිය සති කිහිපය තුළ උතුර නැගෙනහිර පළාතේ අපේ ජනතාවගේ මතය අපි විමසුවා. අපි කන්සල්ටේෂන් කිහිපයක් තිබුණා. ඉන්පසුව දමළ ජාතික සන්ධානයේ ඇතුළ ඉන්න දේශපාලන පක්ෂ නායකතුමන් මේ පැමිණ ඉන්නවා. අපි එකඟව එක තීරණයක් අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. එනම් මේ මැතිවරණයේදී පොදු විපක්ෂ අපේක්ෂක වෙන වශයෙන් තරඟ කරන්න මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මහතාට අපගේ දමළ ජාතික සන්ධානයේ මුළු සහය දෙන බව අපි තීරණය කරලා තියෙනවා.
That we would rather repose our faith in the joint opposition candidate with the Maithripala Sirisena rather than expect what has not happened in the past 10 years to happen hereafter. We have discussed questions relating to a political solution with all political leaders. We have discussed it with President Maithri. We have discussed it at bilateral meetings we have had with persons appointed by him. That's a continuing process.
But in terms of making a crucial decision, in terms of 400 to 500,000 voters, when making this decision, how did you come to this last point about setting support to Maithripala Sirisena?
Well, I must tell you very frankly that we have not come to any understanding with anybody. We did not expect to come to any understanding with anybody. We have talked to President Rajapaksa over 10 years, particularly since 2010. We have been engaged in very serious bilateral talks. We are aware of the position. So, as I told you before, the evolution of a political solution is a continuing process. This is something we are engaged in. And given all the circumstances, we think that the election of a new president could be a positive step towards the evolution of such a political solution. You see, the JHU was with President Maithripala Sirisena for a long time. President Maithripala Sirisena invited us for negotiations, and we negotiated with President Maithripala Sirisena's government when the JHU was still with him. So I don't see any reason why we should not negotiate with Mr. Maithripala Sirisena, for the simple reason that the JHU is there. And as far as we are concerned, we are prepared to even negotiate with the JHU. We don't reject any political formation. We would like to work with every political formation to ensure that we are able to achieve a solution that would be in the best interest of the whole country and also our people. That's our position.
Mr. Sampanthan, in Tingale, about you had a resounding victory in 2013 in the Northern Provincial Council. So can you provide the same support to Maithripala Sirisena by having about 60% of the people voting for him? Because the voter turnout would be the crucial thing.
I would not like to answer speculative questions. I do agree with you that when the Northern Provincial Council election took place, the people enthusiastically participated. They participated enthusiastically because they thought that the provincial government would be able to provide them with relief in many areas. Very unfortunately, the provincial government has been prevented by President Maithripala Sirisena and his government from performing their functions as effectively as they should have done and should have been able to do. Our people are people who would have observed all these things. And we would request our people to vote at the election even more enthusiastically than they voted at the provincial council election in the Northern Province in 2013.
Mr. Sampanthan, in the event of a victory for Mr. Maithripala Sirisena, do you intend to take up any ministerial portfolios in the national unity government that he proposes?
That is not in contemplation now. That is not something that we have addressed our mind to. First, the presidential election must be over. Everything else needs to be considered only after the presidential election is over. Yes. But it will outweigh below mine.
එහෙම කියලා විශේෂයෙන් කිව්වා පහුගිය අවුරුදු 4-5 තත්ත්වය ගැන ඔබතුමාලා බොහොම හොඳින් උවගල කියලා. සමහරවිට ඒ වගේ තීරණයක් මේ විදිහට ගන්නකොට ඔබතුමාලාගේ පක්ෂය ගැන ඔබතුමාලා හිතලා බලන්න. ඔබතුමාලා 2001 දී ජෙපි සංවිධානයේ ගරුඩ ජනතාවගේ එකම යෝජිතය කියලා කිව්වා. ඊපස්සේ 2005 දී දෙමළ ජනතාවට ගරුඩ භාෂාව කතා කරන ජනතාවට ඡන්ද දාන්න එකයි කියලා. ඊළඟට තරගයේදී ජනතා සරත් පන්සලක කන්දදාන. ඉඳාතරින් කියනවා announcement එකක් අදලා. ඔබතුමාලගේ පක්ෂය ගැන හිතුවද? ඔබතුමාලගේ පක්ෂය ඇතුළත විදිය අනුව ඊළඟ යම් කිසි තත්ත්වයක් පුරවනවා.
For your question, it's a good question. Nothing is static in this world. Everything keeps changing. And when there was operational in this country, an organization like the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Nadu, were a very, very hard, ruthless militant organization. The situation in this country was different. But with that organization ceasing to exist, a new situation has come about in this country, where everybody is freer to act and to take decisions.
Even you.
Including us?
Yeah.
Including everybody. Including even the government. Including even the opposition parties. Including everyone. Well, in 2001, both the government and the opposition wanted to negotiate with the LTTE. They only wanted to negotiate with the LTTE